Okay, so that flicking motion, so no stick in my hand, just really loose. Flick the water off your fingers, okay? Put the stick back in your hand, okay? First finger, really loose, right? Not like this, like that. Look at, so I'm holding the stick like this so you can see. All right, so now my wrist is still loose because this finger isn't tensed. Okay, so what I'm doing there to stop the stick sliding up and down in the grip, because it will while you play and you're not used to doing this, I'm lightly always applying pressure, thumb pad on the stick, not on the side like this, on the top, and this, the fat joint of my middle finger, right in there. That's where I actually apply most pressure. And then these two are chilling out, wrapping around the stick, but not squeezing. And the key is don't hold it in the tips of your fingers either, hold it in the fat part of your finger. You're probably doing that already, but be more aware of that, okay? Because now I've got just enough pressure between, see there and there, thumb pad and middle fat joint of middle finger, right? You can see that perspective. And now that I'm used to applying pressure there, okay, so when I play the hi-hat, this takes a little bit of getting used to, but if I think of, do a big flick, I get that big sound, and on the way back out, it just plays another note. So it's flick, pull, flick, lift, flick, and I'm not doing this crazy thing when I lift the stick up. So everything stays in like pretty much one place. Arms kind of by my side, pretty chilled, maybe just a bit in front, nothing too crazy, none of this, right? And now I can get this kind of sound. So I can get more like a three-dimensional sound. That'll take a while. Anyway, why don't you just try and learn it now? Why not? With your snare, at the moment, you're doing this. So your wrist is coming back, but your arm is completely locked in place, probably because you don't want to clash your sticks. Think of like both hands do that flick. So imagine this is your snare beat, right? Both hands lift in the air and flick, okay? And you make sure just take your pointer finger off the sticks a little bit, right? Don't worry about dropping the sticks, it doesn't matter. Okay? So I'm clashing my sticks, big deal. Okay, I'm just getting used to, look, they're both lifted, you know, like riding a pony, like that motion, okay? So now if I play really slow, just to get used to doing that, I'm kind of out of time, but I'm just demonstrating that as I go for the snare, both hands are lifting up to allow space, right? I mean, you can also play like this, but then you have to teach your left hand to lead, so maybe you don't want to do that. But then you can do that, and then you have more space to just twat the snare. Anyway, the point is, you don't want to be just arching your wrist backwards like that's okay, but what I would advise is, even if you're not lifting your arm very much, you still want to do like a mini flick the water off your fingers type thing. The point is, your wrist ends up coming back, and you have this repeatable motion. That is tension. Like if I do that without a stick, it starts getting tired, but if I do this, it stops the muscles from cramping up, right? It's just a little adjustment, but like I can repeat it the same. That's why people have this beautiful, pro drummers have this beautiful locomotion in their drumming, because you have repeatable motions that work against or with or in harmony with each other. So even if you're playing something simple, it just makes it a lot easier. And that's what you want. You want it to be easy. Even if you're not a technical player, it doesn't matter. So with your bass drum as well, I think you're doing the right thing, as I said. Okay. I'll just get this off there. So this is not the best video. Okay, so you're doing that. You actually lift from the hip, your knee comes up, and your foot is the pedal. So even if I'm doing two, I'm coming down, keeping my calf engaged by applying a little bit of pressure to the pedal, and then playing the next note, and then my heel comes down. So it's stomp, pressure, or even like stomp, stomp down. stomp, pressure down, stomp, pressure down. So you can see my leg is like free the whole time. I'm not doing this. I'm not stuck. Okay, that's wrong. That's more free because now you work with the pedal. The pedal wants to move, right? That spring wants to move. So even if you're doing simple stuff, you can get a better sound doing that too. You want to sound loud and nice, get a nice tone out of the drums. Why not spend a little bit of time doing that, right? Doesn't matter if it's not technical. It's better that it sounds cool. So. Thumb up, it's called French grip, little control. Or German grip where your palm faces the floor. So you can kind of move, right? So like you can see that keeping your palms down, it's more relaxed. Like you can get you can repeat that motion. But maybe if you're going quickly and you're not belting the drums, you can turn your thumbs towards the ceiling a little bit because it kind of gives you a little bit more of a controlled range of motion. How far do you want the stick to come back? The further the stick comes back, the louder you get the sound you get, right? If you do this, it's more of a... You might see like metal dudes might do like thumbs up a little bit more when they do this kind of rolls because of the control you get. But sometimes if you're doing a big relaxed... Whoops. Awesome technique. You know, that kind of thing. Like a Ringo fill. You know, that kind of, you need a bit of that grace. Da-dum, ba-dum, ba-dum, ba-dum. So every stroke, I'm kind of doing a mini little flick because it fills the space up and it makes it easier to get those notes. Like that's a slow fill, right? Do it like that, but I feel more tense. The amount of time you're trying to fill up or that you can work with is kind of proportional to how much motion you use. Also, like, not a technical thing, it's just something you can think about, right? If you're playing something slow and big, then you can use slower, bigger motions. If you're playing something quick, your hands have to stay here, but when you go quick, it's like a compressed version of the big motion. So if my big motion is like this, as I get faster, it just becomes a smaller thing, and you have your fingers apply different pressure rather than like squeezing everything to the front. Don't do that. Don't do that. I can still play something quite fast, but with my pointer fingers off the stick. Right, that's helpful.